Good morning. For the individual lot of the project that we have discussed right now, I'll be doing the proximity sensing part of the system, and this will use some common sensors that we have already used and seen earlier. The ultrasonic sound sensor will be used as an input device that will generate digital impulses over here, and those digital signals will be manipulated as in to perform the required function. The proximity sensing unit will be used so that the visitor or the target object, if comes near the minimum threshold distance, then certain operations will be performed. This is a very simple and trivial circuit which can be improvised as in to modify it into more complex and handy unit if used at a practical station. The simulation will be presented right now. The idea behind this is I have actually bifurcated the range up to which the ultrasonic sound sensor can measure the target distance into 3 zones, which will be indicated by these 3 LEDs, set of LEDs over here. And as the target passes to a next zone, a flicker of impulses will be generated and certain codes will be enacted. After the threshold distance, the output will be given by the servo motor, which will be rotating the needle by 90 degrees, and the trailing of the buzzer will start. Either when the target disappears from the sensor range or it moves away from the threshold distance, the output appliances will be returned to its original state after a certain amount of waiting time. As you can see, the target is not in the sensing range of the ultrasonic sound sensor, and there are no impulses given out by the output devices that I have used over here. But when it comes to the sensing range, a particular area, the green LED flickers into action representing a certain state and the area where it is in. As the target moves closer, you can see very well that the green LED flickers indicating the place has been passed and into a next zone. As it continues to the other areas and comes to the threshold distance, and beyond it, the output sensors come into action. But as soon as it moves away from the threshold distance, after the waiting period, the output devices return to its original state. Or when the target disappears from the sensing range, the same output can be seen over here. The code for the process is very simple, using certain variables that I have manufactured, that I have made, that is the distance threshold, and certain other variables to use comparing, and the set of control flow if and if statements, wait and repeat statements are used so as to form the codes. Now I will hand over.
Hello everyone, today I am going to show you the circuit layout and simulation of a gas spill sensing system in Tinkercad. So this is the circuit layout. As you can see, we are going to use a gas sensor to sense the gas, a piezo buzzer to give alarm, and an LED to indicate gas spilling. These are the connections which can be easily understood. Now let's proceed towards the code. I have written this code using blocks. This is simple code for the circuit. The gas sensor is connected to analog pin A0. The gas sensor will sense the gas and collect data for the gas density. If the gas density is higher than the permissible value, which is here 300, then the alarm system will start, which is indicated by playing the piezo buzzer connected to digital pin 7 and blinking of red LED which is connected at digital pin 13. Now let's simulate the circuit. You can see when the density of the gas is higher than the permissible value, the buzzer and LED are turned on. This system will be helpful to make us attentive and avoid causing dangerous fires in our home. Now Sudhanshu will explain about the automatic appliances. Thank you.
For week 2, I have here a circuit for automatic switch on and off of a DC motor. The circuit here is powered by the Arduino board. We have a PIR sensor to detect a person in the room. We have a DC motor representing our ceiling fan, and we have a switch which can be used to keep the motor in the off state even if the PIR sensor detects a person in the room. So now let's start the simulation. We have the switch in the on position at present. When the PIR sensor detects a signal, the motor rotates and the green LED glows. When the PIR signal is low, the motor does not rotate and now the red LED glows, indicating no motor movement. Now when the switch is kept in the off position, the motor does not rotate even if the PIR signal is high. Now let's stop the simulation and we'll take a look at the code. Here we can see on the top I have declared a variable named send2value and initialized its value to 0. The PIR signal input is allotted to pin 9. The value of send2value is then read from pin 9. When the send2value is 0, the red LED is on and the green LED is off. If the send2 value is 1, then red LED is off and the green LED is on. That's all on automatic appliance, and now Jay will take over.
For the smart home automation, I am working on the LDR sensors. In the last week, I have explained the basic principle and working of LDR sensors. Now in this week, I am going to discuss the practical use of LDR sensor in the smart home automation. For this, I have made this circuit diagram in Tinkercad, where the main components includes PIR sensor, LDR sensor, Arduino board, uh, relay mode. I have used this PIR sensor to detect a person enters in the room and use the LDR sensor for the light intensity. If the light intensity is very low in the room, the light, and if the person enters in the room which is detected by the PIR sensor, the light will glow. And if any of this condition is false, then bulb will not glow. Module and the connection we can see from this circuit diagram. Now let's see the code I have written. In the code, I have firstly declared three variables: light sensor value, PIR sensor value, relay output value. Now connect the pin mode A0 from the LDR sensor, which gives an input to the Arduino board, and one input from this PIR sensor, which detects the person's movement. Now in the loop, I have written this code and taken the input from analog pin A0 and take input from digital pin A2. Now if the light sensor value is greater than 600, which is a threshold value for this LDR sensor, and as well as if the PIR sensor detects any person, that is it is on high, then bulb will glow. Uh, if any of this condition become false, then bulb will not glow, as we can see this from the code. And in the each loop, the code will print the value of PIR sensor and light sensor value in the serial monitor. Now let's see the simulation. Now here we can see that the light intensity is very low, and its value is more than 600. But in this situation, the PIR sensor is not detecting any person, so bulb is not glowing. If PIR sensor start detecting any person, now we can see this bulb is glowing. Now see, bulb is glowing. If I increase the light intensity, the bulb
will not glow even if the LDR sensor detects any person. This is all about my part. Now moving to the conclusion.
For the final evaluation, we will merge these four sensors to make a smart home automation system, and we will make the circuit diagram and will write the code in the Tinkercad and will simulate this system, and we will present it in the final evaluation. So thank you.